G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. It's time for episode 5 of season 3 of The Mandalorian. Now we're getting into the second half of the season here. With the first half of the season, the first 4 episodes, there's been a lot of continuity issues, a lot of writing issues, and to be honest, they've been ripping off a lot of stuff from a lot of other scenes from a lot of other movies. I mean, last week we had the Jurassic Park scene with, and there's a lot of dinosaurs, but we had the Jurassic Park scene with the dinosaur coming out and eating the other dinosaur out of the water. It's absolutely bland, pathetic, and ridiculous from my perspective. There's not a lot of this that is Star Wars other than it being Star Wars in name only. Now, look, this episode is a 44 minutes episode. It's the second longest episode so far, so I'm not going to ramble on anymore. If you are new here, you get to see my reactions as we go through and watch the episode, and you get to hear my thoughts and everything at the very end. Let's get straight into this. Dinosaurs! We haven't really had a lot of cameos either. I wonder if this episode we're going to get some sort of cameo or something. I bet we are. Oh, the pirates are back. Hello, Vegan the Hut. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Oh, look, it's a Y-Wing. You better clap, seals. Oh, it's Space Miyagi. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Ha, Zeb! Clap, seals! Hey, we got a cameo. Ha, from Rebels. There you go.
Delphi, you're a long way from home.
I like how he just points out there that he's a long way from home, a long way from the base, but like in real time, he's just magically there. So like if he's a long way from home, let's say 5 days from where the base was, that means Navarro's been under attack for 5 days. Why wouldn't he just send this as a transmission or a message back to the New Republic, as opposed to actually traveling to the New Republic to make this request? Again, it's just one of those things where they chop the time out, but then they reference it as being that he's a long way from home. And also too, is it solely his decision? Why wouldn't they go to the Senate of the New Republic or something like that? Like, wouldn't this get reported through the chain of command? It just gets shown, discarded. This bitch is a fucking, like, I don't know what she's even doing here. If she's a ex-Imperial that's supposed to be effectively prisonized. God. She can't act for shit. I've also got to point out this massive town of Navarro, and these are all the citizens there are. That's it. That's the entire town. Did you see how big the town was when he was looking through the binoculars? Let's just take another look at this. Like, that place is huge, and all he got out of there was that many people. Again, it's just badly fucking put together. Who watches this and thinks, oh yeah, that's the entire citizens of Navarro? Or is that the only people that made it out? So more than half of everyone from Navarro died? Okay. And again, this is them doing a really bad job with time. This guy has literally gone from his base to Coruscant, from Coruscant to the planet where the Mandalorians are, and now he's probably going to go from Mandalore, this new Mandalore, I will call it, to Navarro, which is in the Outer Rim. And from Coruscant to Navarro is how long? A week?
Thanks, R5.
R5 is the spy.
I'm the spy.
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking we destroy the droid.
Right. I gotta help the guy, as well as the foundling in my charge.
What, they've got to hold the hammer so they can speak?
I was there on Navarro that night. The question we should be asking ourselves is why? Why should we lay our lives down yet again? Because we are Mandalorians. These two are asking us to take up arms in the name of a brighter future. This is the way.
This is so gay.
This is the way.
Understood.
Be careful, my friend. They've got you outnumbered 10-1.
I like those odds.
I bet you
Oh, clap, Seals! I like those odds! They didn't notice another ship coming in?
There's another ship, Captain.
Oh, and you're just realizing this now!
He's above you. He's below you.
Oh my god! He's above you again! Oh, she's going in with her hammers and... This is so funny. How'd she get up there? Sorry, Pizza. We killed your cousin, Vegan.
Remove your helmet.
Doesn't that mean she's got to go and then take a bath again as well? It's so funny. It's more about Bo-Katan than it is Din Djarin this entire season.
She can bring all tribes together.
What does that mean? We just make it up as we go. Oh my god, this is again more Bo-Katan's story than Din Djarin's. She walks both ways.
R7, launch probe.
It doesn't launch a probe from the ship, it launches a probe
Sending a
from
transponder
its head.
signal.
Dum 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 dum. Man, I don't even know. It's so, like, just not Star Wars. Just bunch of fucking action scenes with not much to it. Fucking Grief Karga gets attacked by Vegan the Hutt at the very beginning. I don't know why he can't make an orbital bombardment from space, why he's got to be in atmosphere to do it, but okay. Then it cuts to this rebel base or the New Republic base on some planet, and you get your cameo of Zeb. Don't forget to clap, Seals. So you get your Zeb cameo, says good luck. He teleports to Coruscant to have a chat with some guy that doesn't really care about anything. And of course, that brings in the other chick as well from that previous episode. This chick here that can't act for shit. She's there, and she's literally like, you know, obviously against sending out anyone to go and help Grief Karga and Navarro. But she's constantly doing this glare like, you know, I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing. And like, nobody notices because it's just for the audience's sake. Like, it's so childish in that sense. Like, they've got to overplay it, overdo it, so that the kids that are watching go, oh, she really is evil. Even though we didn't get that from the episode that we saw her in. Anyway, they don't decide to help at all. The conversation in there is pretty fucking ridiculous. Again, these are the only survivors that were left after the initial attack on Navarro. And this is supposed to take up pretty much most of the town, I think. Most of Navarro. Space Miyagi then goes and visits the Mandalorians. And the reason why he knows that they're there is because R5 is a fucking New Republic spy. It turns out that R5 is a New Republic spy, and he reported it back just to him. Just to him. Because at the end, when he says he's leaving, he says that, I know that you're going to move, but I won't tell anyone where you are. So, obviously, R5 works for Space Miyagi.
Which is why I think you should buy this beauty here.
That makes no fucking sense!
Space Miyagi gives him the comm from Grief Karga and leaves. And that's pretty much it from there. Then, of course, they go through this trial thing where they plead their case of why they... Din Djarin pleads his case of why they should go to Navarro and help Grief Karga. And they've got to be holding the hammer to speak in front of everyone. The armorer then says, does anybody else wish to speak when after he's pleaded his case? And Vizsla says, yes, I do want to speak. And he's like, why should we help them? Why should we help them? And then it's like, because we're Mandalorians, and he's all on board because they helped save his kid, which I don't know where his kid is throughout this entire episode either. You don't see him once really. He's just sort of disappeared. Anyway, then Bo-Katan comes up with a bit of a plan, the way that they're going to attack this, and they basically go in and they attack, and they literally win. They beat all the pirates. You know, Din Djarin comes in first and swoops down, and I don't know why, like, it took them until Bo-Katan starts attacking the main ship, the big ship, the one that Vegan the Hutt is on. They don't recognize that there's another ship in the vicinity at all. So Bo-Katan's able to drop off all these Mandalorians. They sort of get pinned down. It's supposed to make it feel like, you know, oh, the Mandalorians might actually lose this fight. Not once do you actually think that, though, if you've got a brain in your fucking head. That guy that we just, this guy here ends up pissing off on Vegan the Hutt, and Vegan the Hutt's like, we're not retreating, I'm just gonna kill them or die, and he pretty much does die in the end. So this is pretty much it. Like, there's nothing to it. It's so funny too, because like, just before they're about to walk out into this courtyard, like, watch this. They're walking through the courtyard, or towards the courtyard, and it's one of those that points out that they're going to have a possible ambush. It's like, oh, the thing in the tree, that told me that there's going to be an ambush. They're over there. They're over there. And then, of course, they get pinned down. And this is where it sort of starts to make you feel like, or they're supposed to make you feel like they're going to start losing. Because up on this, they start firing at them with this big blaster. And, of course, the armorer shows up there and starts taking people out with her hammer, because she never uses a blaster. So the remaining pirates that try and retreat, they try to get away. They're like, we need to retreat, Captain. And he's like, I'm not retreating. I'm going to just keep blasting and firing. And they basically take out the last engine, and that's the end of Vegan the Hutt. Then Grief Karga makes an announcement saying that the Mandalorians can have this section of land, and obviously they'll try and rebuild and all of this kind of thing, and that's basically it. Then Vizsla comes over and says to Bo-Katan, the armorer wants to see you. So they go down, they speak to the armorer. She's like, remove your helmet. She's like, what? She's like, do you respect my station? She's like, yes. She's like, remove your helmet. So she removes her helmet, and she's walking both ways. Like, she's saying that our way is strayed from the path or something. This is so, like, out of this world, like, whoa, what just happened to this is the way? So apparently Bo-Katan is the one that's going to bring this cult of Mandalorians together with other Mandalorians, and she's going to send Bo-Katan out to go and get more Mandalorians to bring to their sect. This is just, it's just really strange to me. We're going to have a united Mandalorian, a Mandalore. And this is, of course, it should be united. And they should be able to, of course, live the way that they want to live. Again, they just completely remove everything from what the EU is. This is just Disney's canon and Disney's form of them coming up with it. And then, of course, we've got Space Miyagi just flying through space by himself. I don't know whether or not he's coming back to his base, whether or not he's on his way to Coruscant. We don't know where he's going. And we don't know how far removed from when he left the Mandalorians this actually is. But he finds a transport that was actually transporting Moff Gideon. He never made it to trial. And in the wall, there's a piece of Beskar that they detect. And it's like, what? Did the Mandalorians help Moff Gideon escape? And that's the end of the episode. Now, again, there was a couple of moments throughout this, a couple of bits of dialogue that were a bit strange to me. You know, Space Miyagi thinks that the pirates have something to do with the Empire and the rising of the Empire. Of course, like I said, you get the cameo of Zeb. Now, I also just want to go back to this and say either the CGI or the costume of it actually looks pretty good. Voiced, I would say, by the same person. At least it sounds like it's the same person that voiced him in Rebels. So I got to give him credit. They made Zeb actually look pretty good there. You know, he looks big. They've done really well with that CGI and costuming and all of that sort of thing. Pretty damn good. I just find this so, like, again, childish. It's really, really, really childish. And just the way that I don't really understand what the pirates want. They've basically just destroyed this place so that they can go and drink on the planet? And it's out of revenge for Greef Karga killing like 6 of his pirate buddies when they were there threatening. They obviously referenced the "I'm gonna shoot first" now.
He shot first.
Well, now I will shoot first.
You know, there's the bit where Mando says, "I like those odds."
Careful, my friend. They've got you outnumbered 10-1.
I like those odds.
I like those odds. I bet you do. Like, this is just shitty references. It's shitty nostalgia. And that's all that they're really throwing at the screen, to be honest with you. There's not a lot that makes sense. Like, people are going to argue the fact that the pirates are like, they're just doing this out of revenge. They're doing this out of spiteful revenge. It's like, okay, for what purpose? So that they can literally drink on a broken planet. Again, like I said, the only survivors that made it off Navarro seem to be this little small section of survivors. There was another line, but I can't remember what it was. I'm sure I'll figure it out and I'll go through it on Casual Rage this week, but it's so very lame. That's it. I've really got nothing else to say. There's just, you know, people are going to be like, yes, Bo-Katan, she gets to walk both ways. She gets to take her helmet off and she gets to be a part of Din Djarin's little creed, little cult. Yes! This story, this entire season, in all honesty, has been more about Bo-Katan than it has been about Din Djarin, about the Mandalorian. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere too, the Armorer now believes Bo-Katan that she's seen a mythosaur. Like, if they had more conversations off screen about this mythosaur situation, or is she just going off the fact that she said, "Oh, that's a nice vision for you to have," and Bo-Katan's like, "No, I've literally seen one. Like, I've actually seen one. I wasn't dreaming. This is the way." That's the only answer that we got to that. And now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Armorer just believes her. It's just shit. It's so shit. Star Wars, ladies and gentlemen. Disney fucking Star Wars. It sucks so bad. So fucking bad. That's my thoughts on this episode. Again, we got 3 episodes left after this. And what, Bo-Katan's gonna go off, find some people. Where are those 3 baby dinosaur birds that they adopted as foundlings from the last episode? Now that they're moving them to this planet, right? Who's looking after them on the planet that they left? All the Mandalorians came here. Nobody's going to remember that shit. Nobody. Because Disney Star Wars fans are that brain dead that they don't think about the continuity of what they saw in just the previous episode. Anyway, like I said, that's my thoughts on it. This is just fucking shit. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. And we'll obviously see you on Casual Rage. We'll do a bit of a breakdown on this. But we'll see you next week for episode 6. Later, guys.